400 and still fighting to this day, to this day.
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so hard work, hard work.
You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day, to this day.
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so hard work, hard work.
You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day, to this day. To this day, to this day. Fighting 400 and still fighting to this day, to this day.
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so hard work, hard work.
Still fighting to this day, to this day.
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so hard work, hard work.
You know we've been fighting 400 and still fighting to this day. To this day, to this day.
Testing 1 2, testing 1 2. What up, fight fans? Gym boxing family, this your boy Get a Mic. Appreciate everybody for checking into the stream. Make sure y'all give this live stream a thumbs up on the way in, man. We got a couple days left till fight week. Errol Spence versus Shawn Porter. I'm super hyped for this fight. Can't wait. Getting ready to slide out to LA. It's about to be dope. Gerald Roberts, what's going on? So if I'm not mistaken, I think Errol Spence and Shawn Porter had the immediate workout. I did not see Errol Spence's. I got a small clip I'm gonna probably show. But for the most part, we're gonna look a little bit about how Shawn Porter is looking at this point before the fight. I'm super hyped for this fight. I was looking at some ticket sales. We might look at the arena and look at some ticket sales a little bit later today, man. But I just want to talk a little bit about what he's looking like, and as far as almost fight week, and some of the stuff he was saying in some of the interviews, and we just gonna chop it up, man. So before we get started, man, y'all make sure y'all smash the like button on the way into the stream, and let me know if you're in the building, man. Let me know who all we got up in here. All right, so let me see. I want to look at this one. Corey Parker, I see you in there, bro. But anyways, Errol Spence and Shawn Porter. Okay, if I'm a Errol Spence Jr. fan, right? I gotta be as much as like I said, as much as I like Shawn Porter, as much as I like Errol Spence, both fighters I like. But if I'm an Errol Spence Jr. fan, I gotta be a little bit optimistic, and I'm gonna tell you why. Right? One of the reasons I would be optimistic if I'm an Errol Spence Jr. fan is similar to the Mikey Garcia fight. Errol Spence Jr. was extremely silent in camp. Like, you didn't hear a lot of media stuff. You don't usually hear that stuff, coming from Errol Spence's camp. The most you might see coming out of Errol's camp is, the PBC fight camp and, the little bit of footage. But you don't see a whole lot of interviews coming out of his camp. You don't see a whole lot of interviews from Derek James. And, just like when he fought against Mikey Garcia, Mikey Garcia had a ton of media stuff coming out of his camp, right? And I see you, John. Now I'm gonna answer your question, bro. He had a ton of media coverage coming from up out of there, and Errol Spence was just being quiet. He was just in the gym working. Nobody really knew what was going on. But in this particular situation, it's similar. It's very similar to the Mikey Garcia fight. And me personally, I think it's gonna be one hell of a fight. I think this is gonna be a fight of the year candidate type of fight. I think I think a lot of people are underestimating Shawn Porter, not necessarily Errol Spence, but I think a lot of people, as far as the fans, they're not ready to give credit, and I think that could kind of be a bad thing if you're an Errol Spence fan, to just talk about how easily Errol Spence is going to take care of Shawn Porter. That kind of takes away from the win. If he gets this win, Mr. De Niro, I see you. If he gets this win versus Shawn Porter, I mean, out of all of the bad stuff that was going on, as far as the junk talk, he's easy work and Spence going to knock him out super easy, and then, what I'm saying, out of all, and I'm not talking about the knowledgeable boxing fans that's picking Spence for the right reasons. Y'all know, the Jim family know this. I'm talking about those fans that you can tell they just came into boxing. They don't really know too much, and they, saw Errol Spence. They say, hey, that's a guy I can get behind, for obvious reasons, because he is. But when it comes down to how tough of a fighter Shawn Porter is, I think a lot of people, man, they underestimate what kind of fight this can be. This can be a real chess match. This could be a very, very good fight. I feel like if you miss this fight, you could be missing, some good stuff. Sharon Harris says, Porter's gonna lose. I don't know nothing. I gotta see it. That's why I'm gonna see it, because I want to make sure that's what happens. I don't know for sure, bro. A fight is a fight, and I think the reason why I say it like that is because, as much as I know how good of a fighter Errol Spence Jr. is, and I do know he's a good fighter, he shows it in every aspect of his game. What I am saying is I think people are underestimating Shawn Porter. And that's the thing. Like, it's not necessarily that it's Errol that's doing it, because I think Errol Spence understands what time it is. He understands, what type of fighter that Shawn Porter is. He said it, multiple times. He says he's a rough and rugged guy. And he's tough. He's tough for anybody. He's going to come in with his head. He's going to come in with his elbow. You hear Spence talking. But my thing is the fans, a lot of them that don't know shit about boxing on a professional level. A lot of them don't know, a lot of stuff, man. And they hearing what a lot of channels, a lot of other boxing channels are talking about how easy this is going to be and all of this kind of stuff. But when it comes down to this fight, you have to lean towards Errol. But, like, bro, it's going to be some good shit. It's going to definitely be some good shit. Big E, I see you. He says, I'm a big Spence fan, but cannot understand why people keep thinking it's... Bro, exactly. It's going to be a good fight. And let's just say, for instance, right, Errol Spence Jr., outboxes Shawn, keeps him at the end of his jab, and let's say at some point at the end of the 9th or 10th round, he ends up getting a stoppage, right, which I don't see happening, but let's say that happens. that's gonna be impressive. Like, to me, that's gonna be an impressive situation to stop a guy, to outbox a guy, and to stop a guy who had never been stopped, probably only knocked down one time, on record, and that was by Adrian Broner that hit him with something that really was like a knockdown, kind of like a flash knockdown. It wasn't no real knockdown. So, when people say that kind of thing to me, man, like I'm looking here. This is the latest, and this is Fight Hub TV. Y'all can go check it out on their channel. But what I'm saying is, he looks like he's in good shape. They look. I mean, I'm pretty sure Errol is in great shape too. But Shawn Porter looks like he's in the best shape of his life right now. He's 30, 31 years old. In the prime of his life, that 30, because y'all know your boy Get a Mic. My birthday is tomorrow, as a matter of fact. I'm gonna be 29 tomorrow in a few hours. So when you get in your 29, 30, 31 age, that's that age where your mind, and Errol Spence is there too. He's right there. He's my age, right? So you get in that prime in your life where your mind and your body just comes together. Like, bro, I don't see this being no easy fight. No way you look at it. Whether it's Errol Spence, whether it's Shawn Porter, I think both of these guys are gonna have a tough situation to deal with. But at the end of the day, man, we just gotta look at this thing as boxing fans, man. We gotta learn to look at these two brothers and just congratulate these dudes for what they doing, bro. Like, this is some big stuff, man. And that's respect to all nationalities of people. That's respect to everybody. But I'm saying, for the brothers, this is a big fight for us, bro. We got two welterweight, because this is the Glory division, two welterweight champions about to fight on Fox pay-per-view in a big showdown at Staples Center, bro. In a fight where I'm super hype about. I'm super hype about it. We got two brothers about to go at it and make millions of dollars, bro. I mean, and some of these dudes just can't seem to see that. Mr. De Niro says, come on, bro. It ain't like Spence fans underestimating Porter. We just like, finally. Yeah, I feel you, man. I understand what you mean, Mr. De Niro. I got you, fam. Gerald Roberts says, the fans just talking, it's going to be a brawl. Oh, yeah, for sure. If Spence stops Porter, he's pound for pound top 5. I think Errol Spence already is looked at as pound for pound top 5 in a lot of people's book. And the reason why is because, the way in which he dismantles his opponents, he shows so much different skill sets. Like, when he was fighting against Chris Van Heerden, that fight right there, bro, that dude showed some stuff in that fight. When he was fighting against Mikey Garcia, it was a lot of boxing, it was like a glorified sparring match, trying to show the world that he can box. But I think when he fought against that Van Heerden guy some years back, he put together a complete performance, and every one of those punches I'm talking about had some thud on them. You know what I'm saying? Errol Spence had some. He was like, you can hear the punches. You can hear the punches, bro. Jared Roberts, appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm not one of them type of dudes that celebrate my birthday like that, but I just acknowledge, I'm grateful to the Most High for me making another year, man. I don't do all the celebrating birthday parties and going out drinking and all that. Whenever I turn another year old, I just sit around and smile, bro. I just smile all day. Like, made it another year, man. Healthy. T-Tone Toledo, I see you up in here, man. Appreciate you for coming through, bro. He says, Porter knows he can take all the glory in this one fight. Absolutely, bro. But, the sad part about it is, I guess it's cool. I guess it's cool because, these boxing fans, we love boxing. We want to cheer for what we want to cheer for. But the sad part about it is, if let's say miraculously, Shawn Porter comes out victorious in this fight, right? Let's say he can pull it off against all odds, right? This dude ain't gonna get no credit, bro. He ain't gonna get no credit. Next thing they gonna say is, Terrence Crawford, he need to fight Terrence Crawford. Stop trying to chase the Manny Pacquiao fight and this and this. And I'm like, bro, do you not know? Even with the loss, even if Shawn Porter loses this fight, which many people think he will, even with a loss, this guy's resume to me is still superb as a fighter at this professional level, bro. And that's just not trying to make excuses or anything like that. I just feel like, bro, when you a boxing fan and you really enjoy the sport and you can really respect what these fighters do, he's You know, he's accomplished pretty much everything that you want to accomplish when, you know, when you're not a professional fighter yet. What does all the amateurs say? What does all the young kids say when they're coming up and want to be a fighter? I want to be a champion when I grow. I want to be world champion. I want to be a 2-time champ. I mean, he did it, you know? So, I mean, if he loses this fight, you know, I don't feel like it should be the end of the world for the guy. I think there's still plenty of fights out there that he can get, you know? He said Earl cuts that ring off. Laura Sweat Real says, loving the sport of boxing, be more. Hey, shout out to Baltimore, bro. Happy birthday, brother. Stay strong. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It won't happen. I hear what you mean, but in my opinion, he's not top 5. I think he's 7 or 8. Okay, I can respect that, John 99. Absolutely, absolutely. So, yeah, man. You know, at the end of the day, it's fight week, man. Y'all can't, you know, words can't express how. I mean, it's not fight week yet. I'm getting so excited. I'm jumping ahead. It's not quite fight week, but it will be here in a few days, man. I'm so excited for this fight, and you know, to be blessed to be able to attend this fight. I got the finishing touches to my trip and everything all taken care of yesterday, man. So your boy Get a Mic gonna be at the fight. I will be, you know, throwing up. I'm gonna be throwing content on the channel like water, man. So y'all gonna see every single thing I do when I'm out there, every part of the fight, whether it's in the arena, out of the arena. When I get to my room, we gonna talk. I mean, it's gonna be so much fun this week, next week. So it is what it is, man. But let's look at a little bit of. I want to look at a little bit of what Errol Spence was doing. I seen like a small 40-second clip on somebody's channel. I don't know whose channel it was. Hey, one thing I can say when it comes down to Errol Spence, when it comes down to Errol Spence in the pound for pound ranking category, obviously pound for pound rankings are subjective. Okay, people make them, they put who they want based on, you know, so many different aspects. But one thing I can say about Errol Spence Jr. is that Errol Spence, I think, has slid further up the pound for pound rankings. Pretty much between fights without, you know, without really doing too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just seemed like the more his popularity grows, the more people like him, the more people seen old fights that he fought before. You could just tell that they're slowly, like, you know, pushing him up the pound for pound ranking, even before unifications, even before any, you know, move up in weight. So you can just tell that, you know, you can see the fan, how can I say, Errol Spence fan base. You can see that through over the years. Like, you can see how much it's grown. So, Mr. De Niro said, he said, yeah, bro, happy birthday. You almost old school, but you know better. Porter your boy, and he will be okay after his ass whooping, hopefully. Yeah, man. Yeah, everybody gonna be okay. You know, I'm gonna be okay. Porter gonna be all right. The fans gonna be all right. We all gonna win, man. It's gonna be a dope ass fight, bro. You know, it's gonna be a dope fight. Like I said, this is gonna be my 4th Errol Spence fight in a row that I attended live. So this is gonna be pretty dope, man. So let me see. Let me turn this shit down. Might have to make this one a little bigger so y'all can actually see it. I don't know if y'all can see that, but that's supposed to be a little bit of Errol's. So Errol Spence looked like he's in shape too. He looks in good shape. Looks like he's moving a lot. I think we got ourselves a good scrap, man. Looks like we got ourselves a good scrap here, man. But anyway, man, if y'all just getting in the stream, smash that like button, man. Help people out with the likes. Hit the like button. We're gonna start trying to really crank the channel back up, man. I haven't really been able to do a lot of videos. You know, I'm gonna crank this channel back up. We're gonna get back to where we've been before, and we're gonna keep pushing forward. All right, so Shawn Porter says in the interview, he says he wants to create stress with Errol Spence Jr. on September 28th and get him to come unglued mentally in the ring. Okay, this is one thing about, you know, what Porter is trying to do, that he said that even me, a fan of both of these guys, I don't necessarily agree with this, but he says he's looking to unplug Errol Spence mentally in the ring. He says Spence losing his cool. Oh, no, I don't think this is Porter talking, but it says Spence losing his cool may be the only chance Porter has in this fight, because if he's mentally in control, he'll outbox him like he did Mikey Garcia. So I'm not too sure if I agree with that completely, but the fact that he's trying to mentally unplug Errol Spence in this fight, I just don't see how that's possible. You know, I don't see, because I don't know, I just never seen Errol Spence mentally unplugged in the fight. Have y'all? Oh, Gerald Roberts says Porter coming with a game plan, but if he slips, it's over. You mean slips in the ring, or if he you mean if he like slips up and it screws up? I definitely don't think Errol gonna outbox Porter like he did Mikey Garcia either, because Mikey Garcia was there to be hit. You know, he was like a punching bag in the ring. He was trying to throw back, but his punch rate was whack. He would throw less than 10 punches around in some rounds. I don't think that's the kind of performance you're gonna see on September 28th. But as far as the unplugging Spence mentally, I just don't know how he would be able to do that. You know, I don't really see how he'll do that. I think, you know, personally, I don't really know either of these guys, but from the outside looking in, I personally feel like Shawn Porter is maybe a tad bit more mature. And maybe because, you know, he's a little bit older, probably, you know, I don't know, that's just me guessing, but he seems like he's a little bit more mature. And I don't know if the fact that he's older, you know, maybe that might have anything to do, you know, with mentality in the ring, but who knows? You just don't know. You know, you across the ring from somebody that's, you know, just as strong as you, somebody that's probably more active than you, doesn't have the, you know, quite the boxing skill that you have. But I look at that and I like to equate that, right? I like to equate this to a guy like a Kobe Bryant in basketball, or Michael Jordan or something like that, right? They got all the talent and the skill in the world, right? But you got certain defensive players out there that's pretty much trash. You know, they're pretty trash. They don't really play that great offense. They're not scorers. They might, you know, drop 4 points off the bench. But certain players in history, and I can't think of none off the top, but they got such good defense that they usually, a lot of times, you know, slow down that offensive juggernaut like Jordan or Kobe or LeBron, and they just put in the game just to play defense and just to agitate Kobe. So when I look at this fight, you know, Shawn Porter to me could be that kind of a situation. You know, with that rough and rugged style, he could just be, you know, that great defensive player that stops Kobe. You know what I'm saying? that stops Jordan. So I don't know. That's just the way I see it, man. He's not the greatest boxer in the world, but I think his physical attributes and all of the different things like that could give him some problems, man. But we shall see. You know, we shall see.
Put them in the ring for the fighter that's gonna make them look bad. The couple times that he looked bad against the fighter, it was a surprise to everybody. I think he probably scared the matchmaker. Probably scared the hell out of the host. Now, we didn't expect this to happen. So if that guy can do it, I don't know his name, or that other guy can do it, I don't know his name. Definitely.
Shawn didn't get that luxury though. The matchmaker, you know, from what you're saying, you know, rings true. You know.
I mean,
That's everybody's favorite. King Gold Kenny, right? Everybody's favorite trainer.
It was. He went up to 16.
But anyway, man, I'm not gonna be on this live stream too long, man. If y'all got any questions, y'all can ask away. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna start getting back on the live streams pretty much every day, man. We're gonna be talking Errol Spence, Shawn Porter all this week and all next week. So Ernest Jones, what's up? I see you, fam. We just having a little light talking here, man. Smash the like button. We ain't doing too much. He says, I don't want headbutts causing an early stoppage. No, that would suck, bro. I don't want no early stoppage. I don't want no early knockout. That's a long way from Florida to California, boy. That would really suck to get way over there for a 3rd round or 5th round. Like when I went to the Ocampo fight, I went to Spence Ocampo. And Lewis Colbert, what's up with you, man? I see you in there, family. I drove to Dallas that time. I ain't fly, boy. I drove to that fight. What, 1,200 miles drive just for a 1st round knockout, bro? You talking about mad? I was so pissed, bro. So pissed.
So I think, and I'm pretty sure, because I was at that fight, as a matter of fact, I yelled at Errol that round, and I said, get his ass out of here right now.
He said, no, sir, that's too long of a drive. I'll fly. Yeah, that's why I ended up flying to the Mikey fight. Yeah, I ended up flying. I said, bro. And I drove my personal car, too, bro. I was so mad. I had to drive all the way there and get an oil change. I had to get an oil change over there, and I had to get an oil change coming back. It was just crazy. I had like 4 oil changes in 1 week. Yeah, man, you gotta, man. He said, drive and come pick me up. For real, bro. I would have liked it for you to come to the fight, De Niro, man. I would have liked for you to come out to the fight, bro. That would have been pretty cool, man.
I know that to be true because he did it to Shawn a day before we got ready to fight. So Phil the record comes in.
Hey, Lewis Coleman said, don't pick him up, Jim. He an Arrow fan. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yeah, I'm an Arrow fan too, man. But, you know.
God bless his heart. You know, when I see him do interviews and he talks about, you know, Arrow's going to dust Shawn off real easy and smooth. Phil, don't forget, don't shortchange yourself. You walked into a situation where you weren't in shape or prepared to fight. And you had to kill yourself in a great way. We don't have.
Oh yeah, we're gonna do some videos this week. We're gonna do some videos this week, man. Hey, De Niro, if you would have probably got you some airfare, man, got out today, I'd probably help you out, bro. I would have probably been able to help you out. Matter of fact, let's look at these seats real quick before I get up out of here. If y'all got any questions, ask away. But access. Ernest Jones, he says, oh, that's the homie right there. I forgot you was up in here, bro. He says, I think deep down you want to see Shawn win. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that real quick. You know what? I like Errol Spence Jr. I would not be mad if Errol Spence get the job done. But yeah, a part of me deep down inside want to kind of see Shawn win. Underdog and all of the bull crap with the fans and just I want to see everybody's mouth go. I want to see everybody like. I want to see heads hold and mouths drop from all the trash talk. You know, just because I'm not a fanboy and it won't hurt me either way. I want to see everybody just like arena quiet. I don't really want to see Spence get no loss on his record like that. I would like to see the brother go undefeated for sure. But this just it's how can I say? It's been disgusting to me, like how they've been doing the brother. Like it's just, I don't know, like I've always been that type of person, bro. Like even growing up, like if I see people being bullied, naturally I want to protect the person that's being bullied. Like that's just how I am, bro. I don't know. I just don't understand it, but I feel like the whole boxing world, all the brothers, what you would call the Hebrews, the brothers, everybody's just been bullying the hell out of Shawn Porter, bro. And I'm just sitting back reading comment sections, and I just can't believe it, bro. I just can't believe it. So it's like, damn, I like Errol Spence Jr., but it's like I see a bunch of weak dudes want to jump on the side of the stronger person. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's like some weak stuff, bro. Like I don't jump on the side of the strong and try to pound down the weak. I don't do that. I jump on the side of the weak and I try to go up against the strong. That's how I am. Even when Errol Spence Jr., when a lot of people was roasting on his resume, a lot of people was roasting on Errol. They like, Errol Spence ain't fought nobody, and Errol Spence he fought a broken Kell Brook, and people used to say that all the time, and I'd be defending Errol Spence Jr. all day long, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm just built like that, you know. I used to be battling in comment sections for Errol Spence. And I was prepared to do that. I was prepared to do that this time until I started seeing how everybody was just treating their brother Shawn Porter like. Because everybody else said that it's cool to hate him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's saying, oh, it's cool to hate Shawn. You know, his teeth is big. Oh, his dad sucks. Like, you know what I'm saying? All this shit. I'm just like, bro, like, is all that necessary? And then dudes going on whole campaigns to try to smear the man. And it almost make me like to the point where it's like, well, if Shawn Porter is really that bad, if he's really that, you know, unskilled and really that trash and just comes in with his head and don't, you know, if you say all of these things, then if Errol Spence beats him, then that ain't no quality win then. It's not a quality win if you do that, you know? It's like, well, he just beat a bum, you know what I'm saying? You still ain't fight nobody. You know, that's what a lot of the fans should say if Errol Spence win this fight based on the way they've been talking. Renee Box Young. What's up, family? I see you, man. Much love to you. Appreciate you coming through. But anyway, man, let's look at these seats. We still got some floor seats. You know, your boy Get a Mic gonna be like right up in here. I'm gonna be right up in this section right here. You know what I'm saying? Chilling right by the media. Down there, Billy rocking on all the blocks. So we still got some floor seats left. We still got some floor seats. We still got some reserve seats here. And then if you start moving to the first layer, we still got all the blue seats are still available according to AXS.com. So we got seats over here. We got seats over here. I'm not sure what this means. I know we got like 8 days. Renee Box Young, yeah, I'm going to the fight, man. So stay tuned to the channel. I'm gonna post, like I said, bro. I'm gonna try to post every single thing I do, just for y'all to see it, man. I know a lot of my brothers on here are boxing fans. A lot of y'all like Errol Spence. A lot of y'all like the sport. So some of y'all don't get a chance to travel. Not everybody get a chance to go because it's extremely expensive, especially when you fly a long distance. So I like to, you know, show on my channel what it looks like. You know, inspire some of y'all to be able to one day do that. You know. But anyway, these are all the seats that's apparently still available in this section here. Still got a ton of seats. And I mean, mind you, the ring is here. So Tito Toledo says, underdog gonna give Porter extra adrenaline. I hope Spence goes toe to toe, but he might go for the point win. yeah, I mean, you know what they say, man. Once you find out you know how to box, or once everybody discovers you know how to box, you continue to box. So we shall see if Errol Spence tries to put his foot on the gas and get an impressive knockout. But to me, if Errol Spence Jr. gets an impressive win, hold on. Am I skipping y'all? Can y'all hear me? I'm trying something different on my live stream, so I'm using Wi-Fi right now instead of the Ethernet cord. But anyway, if he get an aggressive win, hell of a knockout or something like that, bro, very, very, very impressive, bro. You know, that would just make shout out to Britt in the stream. Appreciate you for coming through the stream. All right, so we fine. Very impressive for Errol Spence, man. If he can beat Shawn Porter, to me, because I view Shawn Porter as a highly, highly credible opponent. Very high level 2-time world champion. I don't call the man constipated. I don't say he's, I don't know, all these different funny names. I think he's a quality opponent. Not the most skilled in the world, but, all throughout boxing history, there was a lot of fighters that wasn't super skilled. Ernest Jones says, Jim, why doesn't boxing come to Florida? I don't know, man. I think if I remember correctly, that I can remember. I remember Miguel Cotto fought here. And I'm pretty sure there's some other fighters that fought here too, but for the most part, hold on. What Mr. De Niro talking about? What you talking about, Mr. De Niro? This storm, he said, this storm flooded my granddaddy house. He 91. Just got him back in his house from Harvey 9 months ago. And now this today. Damn, that sucks, bro. He is so deflated. I just can't be selfish enough to go to the fight. Yeah, man. Hey, man, I'm sorry to hear that, Mr. De Niro, man. That's unfortunate, bro. But things happen. It sucks. And sometimes there ain't nothing we can do about it. But the only thing we can do, man, is pray about it. Pray to the Most High. Ask Him for for some help. You gotta keep going, man. Keep being strong. So prayers going up for you, bro. Renee Blockshell says, I kind of see the fight playing out a little like Brook versus Spence. War status. Yeah. I think it has the potential, bro. I just feel like Shawn Porter, if he's going to have any kind of chance, he's going to have to look extremely aggressive like he did versus Keith Thurman. That fight versus Keith Thurman, absolutely, Renee Box Young. Yeah, absolutely. But that fight versus Keith Thurman, I really liked the way he fought in that fight. Even though he came up short, I thought it was a lot of pressure he applied, and he swung it, and they swung it out. It was a hell of a fight. He says, most definitely God hears prayer. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Especially me. Like I kind of like forgot to pray a little bit. I be trying to battle things on my own sometimes. I be forgetting. I just be battling, just like trying to do it myself. I'm a young man. I'm trying to make it happen. But sometimes I just forget to send up the prayers to the Father. Just like what, I can't do it. Can you help? And like I said, y'all know if y'all listen to this channel, I've been battling the IRS and struggling and going through a lot. And guess what? I said like one strong prayer the other night, bro, and all that junk got resolved in the next few days. So yeah, sometimes, man, you just forget to pray. You forget to talk to the Most High. And next thing you know, you can, all you gotta do is pray real quick, and sometimes it just fixes, man. So he says Florida is a perfect place, perfect weather, the beach, the atmosphere. I'm down here in Miami now. Yeah. And it's funny too, bro. Like my lady, she she's from Florida, born and raised. She always want to leave this place and want to go different places. That's part of the reason I be traveling. But one thing I noticed, because I lived a lot of other places too, other than Florida. But one thing I noticed in Florida is that like every time I leave Florida, and I come back, I realize how much beautiful this place is than almost every other place I go to. It's like I live in paradise. I don't be trying to like dip, and leave this place. Like, I'm going to California next weekend, and I'm looking at pictures of Cali. I'm looking at all this stuff about Cali, and it's nice. California is supposed to be super beautiful on the West Coast, but I'm just like, bro, I still feel like Florida is better. Yeah, D Shad, he says, nah, LA has the best weather ever. No humidity, no mosquitoes, not too hot or cold. Yeah, I agree. That's one thing that I can't wait to get to is that no humidity. Cause see, here in Florida, bro, we live in a swamp. Like, it be so much water in the air, you can see the water in the air and it's not even raining. That's how muggy it be. It just be so hot and steamy. It's like we live in steam. We live in the steam. He says, look, folk, I'm just saying, man, even if Porter loses, I really want to see Bud versus Porter. Yeah. Like I said, man, the welterweight division is stacked. And us boxing fans, we want to see all these matchups. We want to see these guys match up pretty much. We want to see all these guys fight each other, man. Because they at a high level, man. I feel like any one of these fights can be a shocker. Or any one of these fights, something can happen that you wasn't expecting. So, even in this little interview right here with, not this one, this interview with Kenny Porter, he was explaining that at this level, at the welterweight division, that everybody's, good. Everybody has to train hard. Everybody trains hard, Everybody's skill set is very, very high. Everybody's defense is very, very high. So at this level, I want to see all these fights, bro. I want to see all these fights. He says, my mother and father from Florida, Vero Beach. Oh, okay, that's what's up, man. Shout out to Vero Beach. I don't live so many places. It's kind of hard to say where I'm from, but Florida is my home. This is where I was born, and then I left and lived a bunch of other places, and I'm back here again and grew up here and went to school here. So I'm a Florida boy all the way. Renee Boxell says, Big Jim, I don't mean to switch it up. But who do you think will win between Caleb Plant and David Benavidez? That's a tough matchup. Personally, I would have to give the slight edge to Caleb Plant. Very slight edge. And the reason why, I'm going to tell you why I'm going to give him the slight edge. I could be wrong. I haven't really done any film study. But right off the top of the dome, I like Caleb Plant's ability to box and his ability to really put a lot of mustard on his shots. Like to me, he just seems like he has all the tools. Like he got so many different skills. He got good defense, bro. Defense, like what they say, defense wins championships, bro. And that defense, that slick style, what I'm saying, that he moves well. I mean, I'm a big fan of Caleb Plant. I think he's a dope fighter, bro. Ernest Jones, $5 super chat. I don't think I hooked up the Streamlabs. Oh, yeah, I am hooked up the Streamlabs. Okay. Appreciate your $5 donation, bro. Ernest Jones. Shout out to everybody that donate. Much love to y'all. I just want to let you know, Ernest Jones, he says, I like David Benavidez. Yeah, he's a good fighter too. He got hands. He doesn't really move that well, but he definitely got some hands. So, just a quick update. Ernest Jones and everybody else that donated, super chat or any other donations, I was able to pick me up a new office desk today. You know what I'm saying? So now I don't know if y'all see my glasses. My computer screen's all up high now. So appreciate all y'all help. Everybody that helped the channel, man, is much appreciated. It don't go in vain. Now that I can really get in here and get some work done. I got a much bigger space to work now. So blessings to all you brothers, man. Much love and peace to all y'all that helped me out, man. Much love. So he says, D Shav says, but on the fight, I see Errol just basically outclassing your boy Porter. I think he does what everybody else has ever done to Shawn, which is break him down. Okay, all right, that's a good little analogy. You think he's gonna outclass him by pretty much breaking him down, stylistically, as far as his skill set and maybe his pressure. You know, just the fact that he's gonna come forward. I can see that happening. You know, I can see Errol Spence outclassing Porter. The way I see Porter lose this fight, if he loses, is I see Shawn Porter losing this fight by being stuck at the end of the jab. And whenever he tries to come in rough, Errol Spence Jr. is ready for the rough tactics. You know, that's how I see Shawn Porter losing this fight, and if he loses this fight. You know, because like I said before, Errol Spence doesn't have the fastest feet, but he has some very high speed punches. Like his punch combination, the way he puts together the body shots, the top shots, hooks, the uppercuts, that little step back that Errol Spence will do, he'll throw a little step back and uppercut. So with all of that going into consideration in this fight, like I said before, I would not be surprised at all if Errol Spence Jr. wins this fight convincingly in very good fashion. Like I just won't be surprised, bro. You know, you're not looking talking to somebody who, you know, can't see. Like when it comes to this boxing stuff, bro, I can see the talent. You know what I'm saying? I know it's there. But my only thing is the reason I'm giving Shawn Porter a chance is because I think he's a very, very high quality athlete. And I'm not too sure on how Errol Spence looks when that aggression comes his way. You know, when the aggression comes his way, when it gets extremely, when Shawn Porter gets extremely fast, he's coming in, he's doing all this. I'm not really too sure as far as like winning rounds. You know what I'm saying? I know Errol is tough enough to withstand it, but when it comes down to winning rounds with activity and stuff like that, I think that's going to play a part. You know, what if the referee is looking at Shawn Porter all over the place? You know, seeing him jump on Spence, he's coming in, he's jabbing, he's double jabbing. When they clinch, you know, Shawn is just moving, he's active, he's not stopping. Those are the kind of things that the referee is looking. You know, they in the ring, they looking. And it just looks to them like, hey man, this dude won that round. You know, he was way more active. You know, you just never really know how it's gonna play out. And I think, like I said, it's up to Kenny Porter, it's up to Derrick James, and for them to draw up a game plan to where they can be most effective. So I'm just, like I said, bro, I'm just extremely excited to be able to watch this fight, bro. A lot of people, you know, they get mad. I want to see Crawford fight. I want to see the Crawford fight. I do too. You know, I'm with you. But I can't sit up here and act like this ain't a good fight, you know. Can't act like that. So he says Shawn has better feet, but that won't matter when he has to get inside. It might. I mean, like I said, bro, like speed kills, you know. That's one thing we can't forget, bro. I don't care how much power you got, how much boxing skill you got. When that speed is coming at you and blazing speed, it's gonna be tough, you know. And the fact of how short he is and how he bobs and weaves so close to the ground, Porter be getting almost like Sweet Pea Whitaker. He be getting super low when he be ducking down, and he might come up, and hopefully that don't happen. So he says Shawn has to throw combinations to freeze Errol. He usually covers up until they are over. Errol usually covers up. He does, but you gotta. I think, you know what? Another thing I'm gonna say about Shawn Porter while we're talking. One of the things we can't underestimate about Shawn Porter is his ability to go to the body. I think a lot of people, you know, we know Errol Spence is the best body puncher in welterweight. He's the body snatcher. I get that. I give it to him. I see it. A lot of those be kind of low. You know, we're gonna talk dirty about Shawn. You know, Errol be punching dudes in the nuts sometime. You know, he get warrant for it. But that's just all jokes. But anyway, what I'm saying is Shawn Porter, to me, goes to the body very well. You know, he does. He's not an accurate puncher to the face at all. He misses a hell of a lot of punches upstairs. But he's short, and he does land some good body punches. We seen that versus Danny Garcia. We seen that versus I think he went to the body a little bit versus Adrian Granados. Didn't look that good against Ugas, but he did, did some stuff. But Renee Box Young says Porter goes on the inside like Mike Tyson did. Yeah. At least he tries to. I mean, it doesn't look as good to me. It's not as aggressive and smooth, and and not as effective. Because Mike Tyson, when he start doing that little weavy shit, somebody going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Somebody going to sleep. He said they both are good body punchers. Excuse me. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, like I said, man, I think Errol Spence's deceptive hand speed, I think, would be one thing that'll give Spence some problems. Porter some problems. He's Spence has very good hand speed, guys. That's one thing I want y'all to realize and watch during this fight. His hand speed is pretty good. He's very grounded. He's very stiff. You know what I'm saying? But when he gets to letting them go, they fly. And he has very long arms, so that's one thing. His reach, Errol Spence's reach advantage, the fact that he has very fast hands and combinations. He goes to the solar plex. He's southpaw, so he goes to the solar plex. You know what I'm saying? He hits down low. He comes upstairs. I mean, he does a lot of stuff. Let me see. Not quite like Mike. LOL. Yeah, absolutely. But I mean, even if it's halfway good, it's still a good attribute. He says, man, I would feel like running out the ring if I saw Mike coming to me with, hell yeah. Mike Tyson used to have dudes shook way before the fight started. With that side to side weaving. Yeah, because, you're not sure when that left hook is coming. He's, when Mike Tyson be coming in, he's like, is this the left hook? Is it this one? Is it this one? And he sometimes he'll double up with the left hook. Oh man, you gotta love Mike Tyson though, man. That was one of my favorites, bro. One of my favorite all time. My dad liked Mike Tyson too when he was back in the day. Mr. De Niro, I heard Spence body shots from the bar. It was no wonder Mikey stayed balled up. Yeah, I just was wondering what the hell Mikey was doing this after every round. Like, Mikey, come on, bro. And he was looking at his corner like, yeah, made it another round. Yeah, made it through round 5. Like, come on, man. Yeah, that's some good ass water. He says, yeah, Errol gets mechanical and flat-footed at times. Yeah, he do. So we'll see, man. We'll see. I think this fight has a lot of different angles to look at, and I think it meshes really, really well. But anyway, man, I'm gonna answer some last questions. Last segment of the show, we're gonna answer some more questions. Anybody got any questions? Fight matchups, anything. Let me know what you got, man. All right, he says, get a mic. You know your boxing. How does Shawn beat Errol when he's great inside and outside? Okay. He says, how does Shawn beat Errol when he's great? Like I said, I think the way he gets it done is by his speed and his activity. Shawn Porter, like I said, bro, we've seen different types of styles from him. And that inside aggression, that boxing, sometimes he won't come to you when you want him to, or it's just, he's a tough bag of tricks, if that makes sense. He says, when you go live again, champ. Renee Box Young. I apologize, bro. I really apologize. I know, man, I gotta be better, bro. I gotta be better. I got all of my IRS battle out the way and got all that stuff taken care of, man. And, I was able to get some stuff done with my kids, and I'm getting my life together, man. My personal life, like I said, when my personal life ain't lined up like I wanted to, YouTube comes second. But this upcoming week, I'm gonna be talking Errol Spence, Shawn Porter, pretty much all this week. We're gonna get back on here. We're gonna look at some more stuff. We're gonna diag some more stuff. But what I'm trying to, I guess what I'm trying to say is I'm gonna be better on the live streams more, man. Anywhere between 9 and 10 o'clock is when I'm gonna start my streams, and I'm really gonna start getting back up on the channel, putting out a lot of. I'm gonna answer your question, Renee Boxing. I see you. I'm gonna really start getting better on the content. I'm really gonna start trying to make it better. At least 2 or 3 videos, maybe 4 videos a day. I'm gonna try to go live at 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock, somewhere around there. He says, who do you got between Regis and Taylor? People forgetting about that one. I'm picking Regis in that one. I think Regis Prograis should win that fight. Only reason I'm giving it to Regis Prograis, like I said before, is because he has so many different wrinkles to his game. He's good in every way. He takes his time. He's a very patient fighter. But he knows how to turn it on and really, lay it on fighters. He knows how to go to the body real well. So I mean, just all around, I think he's a little bit more vicious, So we'll see. Yeah, it is pretty. I mean, sometimes Renee Boxing. Sometimes I get on here. I'll get on here. I don't care, bro. I just click on and just start talking to y'all. Like, I don't even have to have no boxing topics in mind, bro. I just get on here. I can do that too if y'all just want me to stay consistent. Sometimes I haven't been watching no boxing today, but I'm on here. What's up? Talk to me. So we'll do something. The Boxing King, salute, man. Appreciate you for coming through, bro. He says, get a mic. Have you heard about there being a rematch clause in the Spence versus Porter fight? And if there's not, do you think Shawn will give Spence a chance at the title sooner than later? I have not heard anything about a rematch clause in this fight. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know, but I don't think there is one. I don't think there's a rematch clause. But what I will say is, if I don't, I'm not really that big of a fan of rematches. I'm sorry. Especially when divisions be so packed. When you got so much, it takes us so long to get the fights we want that, finally when we get it, there's other fights that we already been thinking about seeing at that point, right? So let me give an example. Errol Spence Jr., we know he's been being ducked and whatever. Everybody swears he's ducked. We get it. For a good example, right? Keith Thurman. We wanted to see Errol Spence and Keith Thurman for a long time, right? Keith Thurman was bullcrapping. And all of that time, we didn't get that fight. We say, you know what? Let's look at Terrence Crawford. He's another good welterweight. Let's see that fight. We want to see the Terrence Crawford fight. We want to see that fight. So as long as it took to get that fight, say Errol Spence finally did fight Keith Thurman after all the fans pushed for it. Now they finally fight years later. Now they want a rematch, but now we want to see Crawford. You see what I'm saying? So it's like other fights end up being drawn attention to. We end up having interest in other fights, and then now you want a rematch? Like, nah, bro, it's too late for that. Like it took us too long, to be getting rematches. So, But nah, I don't think there will be, and I feel like all you got to do is be the best you can on the night. D-Shy, my last question. Did you learn your lesson about the IRS? I did years ago. Yeah, man, it was a mistake. It's a long story. I don't really want to talk about. But what I will say about that is I kind of already knew how bad the IRS was, bro. It wasn't one of those things where I was caught by surprise. It was one of those things where, like, dang, they finally got me. You know what I'm saying? Because I already knew they was horrible. I heard horror stories from everybody I knew. He says, did you see the news about the Zone? Crazy. Eddie gave Canelo and GGG all the Zone money. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty... what I was about to say. Yeah, I heard about that. He says, that's what I'm going to do when I get my subs. I'm going to go live and let everybody know. Let everyone talk their shit. Yeah, like I said, bro, I'm going to start doing call-in lines too, so y'all can call in and chat it up with me. We're gonna try and get the call-in lines too. That's some easy work. I know how to set all that up too real quick. So we're gonna probably do some call-in lines where we could just y'all call in and speak. So we'll do that. The Boxing King, my last question, get a mic. How do you think Regis would do at 147 pounds, or do you think he's too small? No, I think he'll be just fine at 147. Let me look at his attributes real quick. Give me a second. I think Regis Prograis will do pretty good at 147. I think that's his plan. His plan is to go to 147. Bro, I got something like all up in my eye. Yeah, I mean he's 5'8". 5'8" is that's welterweight size. That's pretty good. That's taller than my boy Porter, I think. Time is more than I see you, man. Appreciate you for coming through, bro. He fights Josh Taylor on. Let me see. Let me check out this event real quick. Yeah, it's gonna be October 26th. They got Derek Chisora fighting Joseph Parker on the undercard. Ricky Burns, Lee Shelby. In other words, that whole card on that thing is gonna be pretty good. So should be a pretty good night of boxing, man. And let's look at Spence Porter undercard real quick too. D-Shab, all the fights leading up to Crawford and Spence are necessary. The only thing is Spence will stay sharper because PBC has better stable of fighters he can fight. I agree with that about 70-80%. I agree with that for the most part. My only problem with that, like I agree with all of that. You know, Errol Spence has better choices of fights with the PBC. You know, it builds up there, you know, it builds up all the suspense to the fight, the build up to it, and everything is cool. Ernest Jones says Regis fought heavier in the amateurs. Okay, all right, so I just learned something new just now. But when it comes down to, my only problem is when it comes down to every welterweight in the division getting so much hate for not fighting Errol Spence Jr. because of boxing politics, right? But then, you know, when Crawford say like, hey, I want to fight you, you know, now it is, oh, I got to clean up my side. And it's just like, you know what I'm saying? That's the kind of thing that kind of bothers me a little bit. You can't have your cake and eat it too. You can't get mad because these guys are not fighting Spence because of politics, but then turn around and make Crawford wait because of politics. You know what I'm saying? It's just kind of not, it's kind of like a little bit hypocritical. It's not like consistent, you know? I understand it all and I don't mind it, but it's just the fact that the boxing fans seem to be, it kind of goes into a biased situation now where it's like, okay, you was hating when everybody else was doing your man like this, but now you're going to turn around and have your fighter do this man like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, come on, people. Come on, people. He says, get a mic. What you think about Chisora snapping on her? I saw a little bit of that. I don't know too much about what happened though, because like I said, I've been super busy. But I definitely heard he snapped on. Who did he snap on? He snapped on her. And he said something about Prograis or something. It was something weird that happened. All right, D Shaft says nobody is ducking anybody. It's all business. You know that. Heyman wants Errol to have 3 belts by the time he fights Crawford. That would make him the A side. I understand that, right? Like I said, me, from a boxing standpoint, from a boxing fan, I completely understand. And I appreciate you, your input too, bro. It's much appreciated. But my thing is, I completely understand how the fact that boxing is a business, there's a lot of politics that goes on, and a lot of times these fighters, you know, they trust in their promoters and managers to guide them correctly. But my problem isn't with the boxers. My problem is not with the promoters. Not too much. My problem is with the boxing fans that really put out all these narratives that's not necessarily true all the time. You know what I mean? And that's just the kind of thing that bothers me. We got to keep everything consistent as much as we possibly can. And sometimes we don't see that, you know. Sometimes we don't see the consistency. So. All right, so we got Errol Spence Porter, Anthony Durrell is fighting David Benavidez. Mario Barrios is fighting, I don't know how to pronounce his name, Batir Akhmedov, I don't know how to kill his name. We got Josecito Lopez is fighting John Molina Jr. So we got some pretty good little fights in here. Hold on, the music too loud on this one. I done scared away some of the viewers. But anyway, Robert Guerrero. These are all the fights that's pending approval. We're most likely going to be on the card. Robert Guerrero is coming back, fighting Jerry Thomas, and up and coming prospect Joey Spencer is fighting. Who else we got on there? Yeah, so I mean, Jose Villa, a bunch of cards on this fight. Errol Spence, they got a lot of fights on this card, man. So, but anyway, oh man, it's almost about that time, guys. It's almost about that time. I appreciate everybody for coming through, kicking it with me, man. I'm gonna try and start going live every night if I can, man. Really start trying to go live. So y'all hit that bell icon notification, hit it, turn it off, turn it back on, all that good stuff. And we're gonna get up out of here in just a second. He says people love Spence's style so much that they're willing to do anything to protect Spence, which if they look like a hypocrite, they want to see Spence as the last man standing. Yeah, that's true. And that's the thing, like I don't mind, like I don't mind people really enjoying a specific fighter. You know, that's what we fans do. We like the fighters. We watch this fight. We become fans. But we gotta be better fans. You know what I'm saying? We gotta be a little bit better fans. We gotta be able to see things for how they are. But you know, you have a lot of guys who really aren't real boxing fans, and they're kind of like casuals, but they be kind of like masking as real fans. So, you know, they want to come in only when they see a guy they like, and that's the only one they care about. And a lot of times, us boxing fans, like real boxing fans and boxing channels, we will we can kind of tell based on, you know, certain channels' content and stuff like that. You can kind of tell who really likes the sport of boxing, who tries to break it down and give you all the aspects of it. You know, try to call the fights from every angle that we see it. So if I'm a person that's betting on a fight, right? Like let's say I'm a person that bet on big fights. I personally like channels that tell every aspect of both fighters, because why? I want to make sure I make the best decision before I start betting. You know, if you got a bunch of fanboy channels that's only seeing it one way, you know, if you following them and bet on what they talking about, a lot of times you can get screwed up. You know, you don't bet on what other people talking about. You got to look at every aspect of the fight. So that's what I try to do on this channel as much as I can, is I try to tell you what I see with my own eyes, and then I'll tell you who I like better. You know, but that don't have nothing to do with the X's and O's. That don't have nothing to do with the breakdown, because, you know, you can like a fighter all day long, but if that breakdown ain't right and they don't come in there with the right mindset, they're going to lose. So, Seen and Unseen Boxing, thank you for coming through the live stream, bro. I appreciate you. We just talking some Errol Spence, Shawn Porter. I'm not about to be on much longer, man, but he says, I mean, who isn't listening to Heyman after the way he got in Floyd career? Absolutely, yeah, I agree with that. You know, I was listening to Deontay Wilder on, I think he was on a Boxing Voice. I don't know if y'all seen it. If not, go over and check it out. But I was listening to the Boxing Voice. You know, Deontay Wilder, man, such a good dude, man. You know, if you don't like Deontay Wilder, then that means you don't know Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? But he was on there talking, and they just explaining all the stuff that Al Heyman did for fighters. You know, just talking about it. You know, we know Errol Spence Jr. said Al Heyman is a blessing in his 30 game. So yeah, I mean, who wouldn't want to? If I was a fighter, like if I was a boxer and I wanted to try to, you know, make a name for myself and become a pro, I would definitely try to go to the Al Heyman direction, you know? Like I like PBC boxing, they're like my favorite, but you know, that doesn't change the fact that I like other boxing networks as well and other platforms. So he says, get a mic. If Spence destroys Porter, you know who we won't hear from. Hold on, wait a minute. I read that wrong. He says, if Spence destroys Porter, you know who we won't hear the end of it from. Yeah, I know it. So, but at the end of the day, man, like I can only worry about what I do. You know, I can only worry about my channel and my hard work. I can't worry about what other people doing. You know, but at the end of the day, if Errol Spence wins, I'm gonna be happy as hell. If Shawn Porter wins, I'm gonna be happy as hell. Somebody gotta lose, somebody gotta win. You know, it's gonna be a good fight. So y'all support the pay-per-view. Buy that pay-per-view. Don't stream it. Don't be like, hey, where the stream at? Nah, bro, go in your pockets. I mean, unless you don't got it, you know. But most of us got it. Buy the pay-per-view. Support it. You know, try to get them numbers up there. They gonna say it was Porter's fault anyway if the numbers get low. This is Al changed the game. Got all the bag snatchers, man. Big man. Hell yeah. He changed the game, bro. Like that dude is hella smart. D Shaft says, I'm going. I live in LA. Ooh-wee. Holla at me if you see me, fam. Holla at your boy. You know I'm gonna be all up in the mess. I just, you know, pray I make it over there safe. That's a long flight from Florida to, and I think I got to stop too. I can't stand those stops and flights. He says people have seen so much of Mayweather's master defensive boxing style that they are thirsty for a pressure fighter with a tactical knockout style. Oh, you know what? I never thought of it like that. He says that's why so many people love Wilder and Errol. Yeah. I never thought of it like that. You know, I've always liked Mayweather too, but I've always been a Pacquiao fan because I just like the way he did his thing. And even like back in the day, you know, I was never too much in the mix of that whole Pacquiao fans versus Mayweather fans. Like I didn't ever get too emotionally tied to it. So I wasn't in all these big arguments and comment sections at that time. You know, I was just really just enjoying the sport. I liked what I saw from Pacquiao. I thought maybe he could get the job done, but you know, Mayweather proved me wrong. He made me a believer. Seen the unseen said definitely support both of them brothers' pay-per-view party. Hell yeah, have a party, man. Enjoy it. Invite the friends, the cousins, the nephews. They invite everybody over. You know, pop some drink, get some pizza. You know, no swine. Cheese pizza, you know, vegetables, you know what I'm saying? He says Spence and Wilder have some of the best jabs in boxing. Yeah. I'm just excited to see who all gonna show up to this fight, you know. Who all gonna come, what other fighters gonna come. I know Wilder gonna be in the building, Charlo's always there. He say Mayweather lost on God. Word. On God and them. But yeah, man, I'm excited to see who all show up at this fight, man. But anyway, man, Errol Spence, Shawn Porter is going down March 28th. Your boy Get a Mic should be in attendance. And y'all stay tuned to the channel, man. Really appreciate all the brothers and sisters for coming through, man. Appreciate all the Wrench gang. Everybody that showed up and showed love. Like I said, we're gonna start trying to crank this live show back up. Even if I ain't got nothing to talk about, y'all come through and hold me up, man. So we're gonna do that. So that's all I got for this live stream. This your boy Get a Mic. This is Gym Boxing. Much love, peace, blessings to all the brothers and sisters. I know I try to be as nice and polite as I can. Every now and then I might gotta snap on somebody. But for the most part, that's all I got, man. So I'm about to get up out of here. He says you should maybe think about doing something big for the boxing fans in Florida when Spence does fight, boy. That's a good. I'm gonna keep that in mind. I'm gonna keep that in mind, bro. I definitely will. We're gonna do something, give back or something like that, So, like I said, man, I'm out of here. I'll see y'all next time. Probably tomorrow. We'll come back tomorrow. So that's all I got for this one. I'm out. Peace.